When the spotlight fades and the stage grows quiet, something else begins, a silence that feels heavier than words, a closeness that lingers when no script is guiding them. In those fleeting moments, there's a spark subtle, yet impossible to ignore. Not everything is meant to be seen, and yet, sometimes it slips through the cracks, a soft glance, a hidden smile, a spark in the shadows, the kind of spark that doesn't belong to the camera, but to something far more real. What if the strongest story is not the one they're acting, but the one unfolding quietly, off the lens? What if the shadows reveal more truth than the light ever could? And so, we're left wondering, are these just accidents of timing, or are they signs of a closeness that refuses to stay hidden? When the cameras stopped rolling, there was no script to follow. No director's cue to wait for, yet something in the air shifted. A quiet atmosphere, delicate and unspoken, surrounded them. It was not dramatic, but it felt real, like a silence that carried a secret. In those moments, there were no lines to memorize, no rehearsed emotions, only the kind of stillness that makes people look twice, wondering if what they just saw was truly meant to be seen. Between the pauses, there lingered an exchange, subtle, almost hidden, a fleeting connection that didn't belong to the characters they were portraying, but to something softer, deeper. It wasn't loud, it wasn't obvious, but it didn't need to be. Sometimes, it's not the big gestures that tell the story, but the quiet details, the way one stays a little too close, the way the other doesn't move away. It is in those shadows that sparks find their way to the surface. There are times when the camera is meant to look elsewhere, but the real story unfolds just outside its frame. The smallest glance, a faint smile that slips before it can be hidden, becomes louder than anything scripted. And for those who notice, it feels like witnessing a secret, a moment that was not performed, but simply existed, a closeness that can't quite be disguised, no matter how quiet it tries to remain. When the lights dim and the world thinks the scene has ended, something continues, an unscripted rhythm. A bond that doesn't switch off when the spotlight fades. It's the kind of connection that doesn't need an audience, it simply breathes on its own. And in that lingering atmosphere, questions rise. Was this part of the act, or was it something they forgot to hide? The answer may never be spoken, but the sparks in those shadows speak for themselves. Even when the room felt empty, there was a presence unseen but undeniable, movement small and casual, yet weighted with meaning, a hand brushing past, a subtle shift closer, moments that no one asked to be noticed, yet somehow everyone could feel. It's in these quiet intervals that the closeness deepens, beyond the lines and the camera frames, where only the two of them exist. Sometimes words aren't necessary. A shared glance, a pause in the conversation, a breath that lingers in the same space. These unspoken signals carry a truth louder than any dialogue off-cam. The boundaries of performance dissolve, leaving only the genuine rhythm of their connection. There's a certain magic in the hidden corners, where the set lights barely reach, the way they move around each other, the tiny gestures unnoticed by most. It all forms an intimate choreography, silent yet vivid, a secret dance for no one but themselves. And when the day ends and the cameras finally turn off, the closeness remains lingering like a shadow that refuses to fade. It's fleeting, intangible, yet unforgettable, a truth that the spotlight can never fully capture, a bond that exists quietly off-cam, but undeniably real. Even after the cameras stop and the set grows silent, something lingers, an unspoken closeness, sparks hidden in the shadows, moments that feel more real than anything scripted. Off-cam, pondphuwin reveal a side that no spotlight can capture. Perhaps we'll never fully know these secret moments, but their quiet bond leaves a mark, proof that the most unforgettable stories often happen when no one is watching.